What up, though, Black Fridays family? Welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. We are kicking it here in the Legacy Lounge, right here in the middle of Hot Sam's Detroit, who we are partnering with to have the legacy business conversations with our staple marquee Black-owned legacy businesses in the city of Detroit. And you can't talk about legacy in business or the city of Detroit without talking about Hot Sam's. So I want to introduce you all to my guest, Mr. Tony Stovall, the co-owner of Hot Sam's Detroit. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful, my friend, and yourself.
And very appreciative for you all hosting us today to be able to do this special series and conversations in terms of our legacy businesses in the city. And before we go any further, I want to start with, for you, what does the word legacy mean?
Well, for me, legacy, leaving something behind. We can't continue to waste the space that God has given us and leave something of a positive nature. Like the history of our people, it's been wonderful. One of resilience, entrepreneurship, and being first of almost everything we've ever done. So I think it's important to leave a legacy. That what did you do in the space He gave you?
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about legacy and business, never did I imagine when we purchased the store. There were many friends of ours telling us to change the name from Hot Sam's to the fellas, Cliff and Tony, my man. I mean, so many different, you know how creative we can be as Black people. So
Yeah.
But you must remember in business, you must keep your business cap on. So we kept the name Hot Sam's. And in doing so, never did I even think this far ahead. In 94, they hear 2021. The store was in business for over 100 years old. Then to go from now, here we are now, to 2025. And then you say, what do you want to do? You want to leave a legacy of business, entrepreneurship, that we can do anything we want to do. And one, if we can keep the name Hot Sam going on in a positive way, that would be more than a blessing.
And so take me back to the beginning of your era with Hot Sam's, and like, where were you? Take me back to that young man, but take me back to that younger man, and what was his thought process, his mentality during that time frame when you like, you know what, I'm ready to buy this business and take it over.
Well, I thank you for being so polite and kind as you talked about the years. I'm truly not ashamed of being a senior. Because it's something all you better hope you can get to.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not a senior, that means you die young.
Right.
But when I was actually I was in school to be an electrical engineer in 72. And then my father always took me to Hot Sam's. Well, actually, I got my first real suit from Hot Sam's. My father was a sharp dresser. So, but I was always pretty good with numbers and things of that nature. And at that time, I was in college to be an electrical engineer. They made $12,000 a year. I worked at Hot Sands for 6 months and made $10,000. Little did I know that I could make a living selling clothes and everything else, let alone become an entrepreneur. So when all these things, and you look at your life and you see these are things that unfolded, I can't tell you honestly, I knew it was going to turn out like this. You can only hope that you can do this, because we got to be careful in hoping what we want. Because I end up buying Hot Sam's because I did not like the way the previous family was treating Black people. The customer base of Hot Sam's was always been like 90% African American, and it was owned by a different persuasion at that time, and did not like the response on some of the things, how they was treating us. So it gave me the courage to sit up and see if I can buy this, and we ended up buying it, and it's been a blessing ever since.
And then so you were able to do so with your business partner, Mr. Green, and what has it been like managing that relationship throughout the years in terms of being able to enter in this business together at that time and then still be in the business together now?
Challenging. But it's very challenging at times, because when we first got the store, business was fantastic. Then about 2005, 2008, the economy fell. So you got to readjust and things of that nature. But we were able to always maintain a good business focus. We were always able to put some money aside for a rainy day. We didn't have too many days where we drastically disagreed. We have had times when we have disagreed. But as long as you're trying to do the best thing for the whole and not for yourself, things possibly could work out for the better. Because when you go into business, one, it's good to have two people that have different talents. Because Mr. Green, he has a business degree from UAD. He's also a master tailor and a salesman. I have marketing and engineering skills, and I was kind of like the voice of the store, right? So putting the two together, we were able to good times and bad times. And when it comes to our bill collectors, we play this good guy, bad guy team. Mr. Green deals with them on a regular basis, but when the problem gets severe, I have to talk to them, and they know everything is real serious, and you just work things out. It's ways of being in business. And what I can say of keeping the name Hot Sam's, we don't have too many individuals that don't want to ship us. All people do is they look, they Google, you got a 100-year business in downtown Detroit, so that gives us an advantage in shipping, and people want to do business with you.
And when you all took over, one of the main things that you had mentioned is that you didn't like the way that they were treating their Black customers, which was pretty much primarily their business. In addition to that, what were some of the other things that you all were like, you know, we need to change this around and put our own staple on it in order to make it the way that we want to do business?
It's kind of what we're doing right now. I wanted the store to be a place where people could, men in particular, could feel comfortable. That we can talk. Women have a lot of their girlfriends where they can vent here and there.
Yep.
Most men don't.
Right.
And they hold it in. But I always wanted to have a store. At the previous store, we didn't have a television. We didn't have the music on. So now we want to create a spirit of joy, of awareness. If the game's on, turn it on.
Yeah.
We can watch the game. I want to have I don't want you to have any excuse why not. Like you might, fellas, when we're watching the game, we might not want to go nowhere. Well, I want you to be able to say, well, they got the game on down to the store and we can shop at the same time. So I wanted to give a family kind of spirit, but I also wanted to let people know that you can come in anytime and make them feel welcome. And they don't necessarily have to buy something either. I want you to know that. But when they feel them and treated like family, when they do get some money, they'll think of the ones that, like Hot Sam's, the ones that will listen to me. We really need to understand we really need each other.
Yeah.
And that the customer has always been the key. The store has been in business for 100 years. It will always be the key because without your customer, you have nothing. And the Black community, we really got to take good care of each other because we have a tendency, if it doesn't seem to go the way we want, we will spit venom on one another.
Yeah.
That we must stop doing. There are other people in our community that treat us horribly, but yet we patronize anyway.
Right.
I think if anything else, I want people to understand that Hot Sam's been in business for over 100 years in downtown Detroit, a Black city. If we can do it, you can do it. I also want you to know that the more we have for one another, the more we support each other, the more we have it collectively as a people.
Over the time frame that you have had been a part of the business and you've been a part of it for the bulk of this 100-year or majority of the 100 years,
Right.
Whether you were working here or owning it, what are some of the key transformations that you've seen in either a customer base or the city of Detroit that you've all had to adjust and change with over time?
Well, it used to be, what was that? At one time, the clientele used to be a lot of young folks that wasn't doing too well. They were doing illegal things. So therefore, you carried a lot more flashy, flamboyant kind of things for those type of elements. But then what you find out, what still sells, is your basic blue suit and a black suit and a shirt and tie. And we've also seen it going from, we used to be dressy, dressy, dressy. We went from being dressy to casual wears, everything now. Then we were really concerned about when everything went casual because we sold suits. We want to carry finer merchandise. So we learned that watching our customers, they would wear a sport coat. So we started carrying sport coats. So if you got a sport coat, you can wear the sport coat with some jeans, right? Now, when you start getting extra compliments with your sport coat and jeans, you then might try a pair of dress slacks with the sport coat. Then the process I can easily now take you into a suit. But to take one of these young people that has never had a suit on or never purchased a suit or never thought about getting a suit was for them. It take one step at a time and you help develop our young people. Because we really need to understand our young folks, they're our future. I remember one time we were sitting in the store, some of the fellas, and we were complaining about our younger generation sagging. So what me and Mr. Green decided to do, that when we saw some of those young men, we would bring them in the store and give them a pair of pants, fit it on them properly. So you get more out of trying to teach than being critical of one another. It's very important that we watch what we say if we're really gonna be the role models we should be for our children. And kids are what they see. If they see in the neighborhood everybody's doing this wrong to be perceived as popular, but if they can come in here and see a Black man who owns his own business legally and he treats us all fair, that's really a legacy to us, would be able to do that. And another thing that we started doing that was new, we also work with the reentry program. When someone gets to unfortunately go to jail and quote unquote pay their debt to society, but yet they still can't get a job. So we're involved in several programs like that where they go through the program, then we give them their first job interview suit and teach them what to say and proper way to walk and dress. So it's imperative that if you have a little bit, try to give a little bit.
How does it feel for you to know that you're a part of a lot of people's special moments in life like that? Like the program that you just mentioned, working with young people. I know you have people come here for proms, weddings, all types of events. What does it feel like to be a part of those special moments for people?
It can easily kind of go to your head. But what I've learned is good to be appreciated. And you never realize the one little something I said made that big a difference. You never know that. So we need to work on what we say, speak kindly, uplifting one another, because you never know who really need that spark. Over the years, I've had several young men. I was at a function last week, and I dressed these young guys for their junior prom.
Mm-hmm.
They're now 31, 32. And I went to an event they invited me to go to, and all these young men were dressed well, spoke well, and was busy thanking me for something I call myself trying to do. So it's nice to be appreciated. Really is.
And being a part of people's special moments and then even their fashion journeys as a whole, I got to ask you, where did your style of fashion come from? Because I ain't never seen you with a bad outfit on. Anytime I've seen you doing the speaking engagement on stage in the store, I never seen you with a bad fit on. You're always dressed to the nines. Like, where did you get your sense of style from?
Well, my dad, like I told you earlier, my dad, he could dress real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Often people say I look like my dad. So he taught me to be well-dressed. He taught me to speak the King's English. He taught me here's one that we pass on to our young people. Because you never know when you're going to meet somebody. You have one time to make a first impression.
Mm-hmm.
Why not make it your best? Now, you may get a second chance, but why not make it your best? So I just think that a person, try to look their best at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And it just works. And I think it'll work for any of us if we do that.
Yeah. Do you think that, or do you have tips on staple pieces that let's stick to men should have a part of their wardrobe to be as clean as they can regardless of budget?
Well, I'm going to keep budget in mind. I think it's imperative. But what Hot Sam does, we will give you $1 million look without spending $1 million.
Okay.
All right. But I think it's imperative that you have to start your wardrobe a black suit, a blue suit, and a gray suit. Then you also need to be able to have a nice pair of black slacks and some gray slacks. A white shirt and a blue dress shirt. You can take those items right there and mix and match them. The suit coat you can wear with a different pair of pants so it looks like 2 outfits versus 1. Don't ever think you're going to build your wardrobe on your shiny red suit or your powder blue suit. It's a piece that you can put in your wardrobe, but it's not something you build your wardrobe around. Before you start taking everything to another level, there's the basic fundamentals of black suit and blue suit. Put those in your wardrobe. White shirt, and a blue shirt. Gray slacks, black slacks. It'll take you a lot further than that red suit or that yellow suit. Not to say that they're not fine, but they're not appropriate to build your wardrobe around.
And also always notice your accessories. You always have really nice accessories on. Do you have any suggestions for accessories that men should add to their wardrobe?
Now, that's something that's different for a lot of guys. I'm gonna wear a bracelet. I'm gonna wear a pinky ring. It's just back in the day, all the men always had a pinky ring. So it was something that fit for me, so it just carries on. But just that little bitty something else gives you that special you need.
Yeah. That's how you put your special sauce on it.
Sure.
Love that. So having the conversation surrounded around legacy business, I would love to know what has been your perspective of being able to build up this brand to get the store how you want to function, serve the people you want to serve, and then being able to have it come full circle. And then you have a young lady that I believe that named Lauren work here in the store.
Daughter, right.
Sure. Work here as well and be a part of the family business. Like, what does that mean for you to see that come full circle?
Well, one, of course, I'm very proud of the fact that I have 3 lovely daughters, right? All of them have worked here one time or another. Lauren just happened to come back at a time because she was down to Florida A&M and graduated, and she could just feel it. And so I let her just, come around the store, work a little bit more and do this. And then by that time, we weren't online. Lauren hasn't online. We weren't on Twitter. We didn't have all these different items. And I'm gonna tell you this, for future Listen to the young people. Do not think you have all of the ideas. What we must know in life is constant. Change is constant. And sometimes when you have a store that you've been doing for 50 years and someone comes with a new idea, be open to it. Be open to it because things change. And our younger generation has ideas that us older folks need to adjust to.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren has helped us change some things, map the whole concept of legacy, to leave it in the family, all those different things, the criteria that really make your legacy businesses, to make sure you have all your paperwork in order, and to help promote other Black businesses. So we're very proud of that, and I think it's just a start of what we're going to do here in the city of Detroit.
Absolutely. And Lauren had mentioned when she came on Black Fridays and did her episode that you all, back in the day, were partnered with a lot of businesses that were in the area. So if there were a certain style of shoes that you didn't have, you would take them over to the shoe store and like help the customer be able to complete their fits. What has it been like, or what are some things you've been able to take away from other legacy businesses or appreciate about fellow legacy businesses in the city?
Well, actually, I've learned a great deal from Burt's, who's Black owned and operated. I've watched him adjust. I've watched him adjust to climate and see what Bert has done. He's been in one location for most of the time, but he can service a multitude of personalities. Every different nationality comes there. On Saturday it's ribs. On another day it's soul food. On another day it's blues and jazz. He's been able to maintain that, and that's important when you're in business, to adjust. Then there's another friend of mine. He was my barber. He owned an Atlantic barbershop. And people say one of the most important things is where you are. I mean, where your business is location, right? Harry Bolden had his barbershop, 5 different locations in downtown Detroit, and they all survived. So don't let somebody tell you what you cannot do. They're witnesses of our greatness of Black people. We can learn from our greatness. We can learn from some of the things we went through and not want to go through them. But we need to learn from our past. Some of the many pluses and entrepreneurs I met on the way here, I've learned a great deal, and their wisdom and being in the dogfight of ownership. There's a major something in what we do as an owner. We don't wait for things to happen. We have to make things happen. We also are not on the payroll. We make the payroll. That seat is different than going to a job and you get your check. When you have to make it, and sometimes they're going to be dark days. Me and my partner, over the years, we've paid our employees before we paid ourselves. See, a lot of people give up when things get tight. We believe in grinding. Nothing's easy. Keep grinding, and we're still here.
Love that. Love that. That's powerful. And so if you don't mind, I would like to have a little bit of fun on Black Fridays. So all my guests, I introduced them to my favorite part, which is Freestyle Fridays. So I don't know if you like to do poetry, if you like to rap, if you like to sing, but you got to give it something.
You freestyle?
You freestyle. Now, you don't actually have to freestyle. It's really just rapid fire questions so everybody can get to know more about you.
So you going to ask me a question?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a few questions, but they just all kind of like quick answer. Yeah. All right. So what are you listening to right now? What do you have in rotation musically?
Musically, what do I have? Oh, man, why you do me like that? Obviously, jazz.
Okay.
I love jazz. Me and my wife go to all the jazz concerts. So, yes, I like a lot of jazz.
Okay. And then because I know that you are always coordinated with your fits, what's your favorite color or your staple color?
Blue is my favorite color, and I have light blue, medium blue, dark blue, all the shades of blue.
All the shades of blue. Okay. I love blue as well. Mine is, if I get particular, is navy blue. Okay. But I'm starting to appreciate more shades because I like powder blue, baby blue. Yeah, anything blue, I'm pretty much good with.
Okay, you like burn?
Yeah. What would you say is your favorite? If you could only have one accessory, what accessory would you go with to put on a fit?
You said accessory?
Yeah, just one accessory.
You mean like a watch or a ring?
Like a watch, ring, bracelet.
Oh, I gotta have a watch on.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta have a watch on.
Okay. Yeah. What is your watch collection like?
Very extensive.
Okay.
And just like my wardrobe is very extensive, I have a watch collection to probably match most of my clothing.
Okay.
And I'm not finished yet. Cause I just like the little extra it gives. Yeah. But let me ask you one.
Yeah.
So you off the east side or west side?
West side.
Now, this is the difference in east side, west side. East side in the house. Because from the east side, we grind.
Uh-huh.
And that's one of the things about I've traveled the world. When you hear people say this or that, very few people will ask that question. Are you on east side or west side?
Yeah.
But in Detroit,
you got to.
You got to.
You got to. Yeah, I'm west side all day, Schoolcraft Greenfield.
And that's it. And that's what I'm saying. You said it with pride, too. That's what I'm saying. We have pride about ourselves. You boldly and you bleed it all the way. You said Schoolcraft West Side. I'm mad at you. And that's the love we have for Detroit. And we got to remember that. We got to love Detroit. No one's greater than us. I've traveled the world and we've been blessed. They just said the other day, Detroit is in the top 25 places in the world that people want to come to. There was a time when they were trying to say it was the last place you wanted to come to.
Right.
We must remember we came from a great city. We as Black people have contributed to some of the greatest things ever, and we need to remember that we are great people.
Absolutely.
Keep rising up.
Absolutely. And last but not least, for Freestyle Friday, what would you say that you splurged? What would you say you would splurge on, like willingly spend the most money on, if it was not? And I have a hunch that it might be fashion, like clothes, accessories. So if it's not that, outside of that, what would you say you spend the most money on?
Food.
Okay. Got to eat good.
Oh, I'm gonna eat good. I don't care about the price no more. I don't. And I'm a foodie.
Okay.
I try every kind of cuisine. I can't tell you cuisine I don't like.
Okay.
You know, like Chinese food, like Greek food, I like Italian food might be one of my best, but I mean, I like food. Yeah. And I find that, unfortunately, the more it costs, the better it tastes. Okay.
Well, thank you for partaking in Freestyle Friday. And last but not least, just wanted to ask you, what's on the horizon for Hot Sam's? What's your future foresight for the business or for you as an individual?
Well, actually, there are a couple goals, really, I would like us to see. Right now, we have a very successful brick and mortar store, but there are more and more dollars being spent online. I would like us to be able to establish an online business and watch it prosper. I also want to make sure that we collaborate with some of the new development coming around here in Detroit. It's imperative that local businesses be involved in the development of this great city. I do not want to be one that lays back and don't know what's going on. We're a business, and we're a business that we've helped the image of the city of Detroit. So I think that we should be part of whatever happens. That's my vision.
I agree, 1,000%. Well, I appreciate you so much for sitting down and doing this interview with us today. Of course, for hosting us and helping us have the Legacy Lounge today. And Hot Sam's always been a business in the city that I've always had great appreciation and admiration for. And I've been a customer of Hot Sam's previously and will continue to be in the future. So I'm very appreciative for all the work that you all do and also the community. The intentionality behind involving the community in your work is greatly appreciated.
Appreciate you, young man. Mr. Danzel has been my day.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Everybody watching, listen. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.